Well, hello everyone. It is time once again to audit your YouTube channels. I'm Dan, and thank you so much for joining us for another weekly channel audit live stream, filling in for Rob once again, who will be back next week. So be on the lookout for that. What we're doing today, what we do every live stream here at the channel audit stream, is we look at your channels and we give you advice, tips, tricks, etc. We're going to tell you all about how it works, but before we do, just make sure if you have another monitor, a tablet, something like that, get your channel up, put it up on the screen next to you, and await further instruction. Before we get into that, though, let's introduce Mr. Viper. How's it going?
Ooh, yeah, boy, your boy Viper is back, executive producer here at the IQ. What's up, people? How you doing? Dan, how you doing, man? Good to see you as always.
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So Dan has introduced himself, Viper has introduced himself, and now I'm about to hit the button that lets you all know how this live stream is going down right now.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using a link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of his stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels.
All right. So that is what I was referring to when I said keep your channel up on a separate screen, because we're going to look at a lot of channels today coming from all different walks of life on YouTube. So we may not get to yours because we get literally hundreds of these submissions every week. So it's going to be good to try and compare your channel to the ones we're looking at on the screen. But hopefully yours gets picked, and the forms are linked down below. Viper, are you ready to check out the first channel?
I think everybody's ready, so let's go ahead and get it done.
So the very first channel who managed to submit on our form got picked. We do this for both of our forms. And this week it was Story Studios. They're about to hit 100 subscribers. And if I had to venture a guess, they will probably hit that before the end of this audit. Who knows? It happens. It happens a lot. We'll check on that towards the end of this audit. They are an animation channel, and they look to be making hand-drawn animation shorts. It looks specifically like these are going to be YouTube shorts primarily. They started a year ago, and then 7 months ago they made their first short, and from there it looks like 5 months ago they were really active. 4 months ago a couple videos, 3 months ago one video. We're seeing the activity for this channel a little bit low, except for as the last few weeks you've kind of picked it up. Interesting. All right. That's good to see. So let's look at the top videos. What are the shorts that have done the best for you? I guess we could talk about shorts for a bit here. You would not believe. Okay, so this got 4.2K views. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's. So that also got another 4,000 views. You want this cheese it fool did pretty well. Haha did pretty well. Are you the killer? Interesting. So when it comes to shorts, I would say the titles of these videos don't matter too much. I think what I'd be looking at, because normally we would look at a channel and we'd say, double down on these videos that are working. But in this case, it's going to be the content itself. What was it about these 5 videos that, you know, ranked really high on the YouTube Shorts shelf? What are you seeing, Viper?
Yeah, I think it's funny because obviously when the videos hit the short shelf, whatever thumbnail that was there, whatever, it gets stripped away and it just leaves you with a video still. I think the short shelf or whatever's going on have done these videos still justice because they're like big, they're bright, they're pretty descriptive and good at giving you an idea of what to expect. So Dan, a lot of times when you are looking at YouTube short thumbnails, or whatever you want to call them, a lot of them are hard to read. You can't really make out what's going on sometimes, different things like that. But with these, it is clear what's going on. They're bright, they're colorful, and I think that the stills are doing these videos justice, and that's probably why they're getting a good amount of hits in the YouTube short show.
Yeah, if we check out how one of these kind of starts, I'm gonna mute the sound. I think there is talking though. Interesting. And it looped, I think, too. Did it? No. Yes, it did. It did loop. So I can't tell from the sound, but visually, you might end up watching this short 2 or 3 times before realizing kind of what happened. Like you just saw this, but you're not sure, right? And that's a really important trick when it comes to shorts. I'm trying to hit back and it's just not going. There we go. When it comes to YouTube shorts, if you can get people to watch it more than once, that's going to be the key. So I'd be looking at the retention of these videos. And if you see that it's over 100%, that's exactly what's happening. People are watching it more than one time. And I would be kind of building that into your strategy. The other thing I'd be doing is, as an animation channel, animating around things that are going on in the world. For example, we just got news that Elon Musk is buying Twitter, right? So could you do a funny animation about that, whatever that is, what your opinion of it, or just take your character and put them in a situation where maybe they're selling Twitter to Elon Musk and they're, explaining just different things that he's going to need to know upon purchase. Like there's a lot of different things you can do with a trending event in your style. And this goes for any channel. And I think if that were to pop up in people's shorts feed and the first 1 to 2 seconds, it was clear what was kind of going on, it wouldn't need to have the best title in the world. It wouldn't need a really high quality thumbnail. It just needs the context the instant somebody clicks on it.
Yep, and we know, Dan, that YouTube is now they've always been well, not always, but more recently they've been experimenting with the autoplay, and I think that includes shorts as well. So the first few seconds of your shorts are now more important than ever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So be sure you're taking the strategies that you put into these videos, learning from them, and yeah, keep it going. Congratulations on over 100 subscribers now, and we look forward to seeing more from Story Studios in the future.
I love these streams. I love these streams when people are close to milestones and they get on the streams and boom, there it is.
There you go. And by the way, if you are subscribing to Story Studios, I do hope you're doing so because you are genuinely interested in their content. It doesn't do them any favors if you subscribe to somebody and you're not going to watch their videos. So
Indeed.
Just a quick note there. Let's check out the first gaming channel that's submitted on our gaming forum. It is Agminate. I think the ag is separate from minate gaming. Oh, wait, adjective, gathered or clustered together. Oh, it explains. Okay, that's fantastic. I like this channel banner already. We're explaining what it is, what this word means. So your name was carefully picked, gathered or clustered together. And it looks like a Pokemon Arceus channel. So you're specifically covering Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is still relatively new. And you're saying that in your banner, Nintendo game tips, guides, secrets, gameplay, and news. But the focus is specifically on this game. This is awesome. Okay, let's see what we got here.
There is no way, Dan. There's no way this is the Pokemon Arceus channel with no. Yeah, we got to figure this out quick. This is wrong.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm looking at the sub count. This is all wrong. This is very, very wrong.
26 subscribers, getting a lot of views over that sub count, which is good to see. I would say the sub count is low because there's just not that much content yet. So people don't have, if you subscribe to this channel, you might go an entire month without seeing an upload. So it's that reminder to subscribe. Kind of, you're kind of losing that by not putting out enough content.
Yeah, but there's other stuff going on. Pokemon Arceus is a pretty popular game. I mean, the interest of it even today is still high. One thing I would say is the thumbnail. I don't like the thumbnails, and I don't like the thumbnails because the colors are muted. They just seem dull to me. I don't know what's happening here. Not only are the colors kind of muted, it's just some of these thumbnails have way too much going on. They're not really simplistic enough. So when somebody takes a quick glance at it, I mean, yeah, they may see something. They may see what like the title, the main character or whatever. But I don't know. I still think like the thumbnail could be simplified. What I'm looking for.
I can definitely see that. I think they're not using custom stream thumbnails. It looks like they did a live stream, but it's just a map. It's not, this is a still from the game. I could just tell. So this is just the world map. And then this is a very overcomplicated way to explain what you're trying to explain. Like, I know what this means from playing the game. Basically, in the game, you have pastures, and that's how you store your Pokemon, and they can get really disorganized really fast. So this could be a very valuable video. I think the title is straightforward: how to organize your pastures. That's great. But the pastures are, I would have taken a picture of the actual physical place that you go to, right? And then text that says organize this with like an arrow pointing at it. Just because if I'm scrolling through YouTube, the text, you have 3 different colors here for your title, which is already here. So you don't really need to like repeat tidy up pastures, you know what I mean? And then you have this weird box system around these Pokemon, and it almost looks like a breeding guide, which I don't think Pokemon breeding is in this game. So it almost looks like a thumbnail for how to breed Pokemon and not how to make sure they're stored properly. So in the video, you might explain that you keep the male and female Pokemon species separate from one another or whatever, but I think putting that in the thumbnail was confusing. So I would actually redo this thumbnail and go with something a little more clear. If I'm scrolling through YouTube and I want to know how to better organize my pastures, like here, Pokemon Arceus. There, let's check this out. Auto sort. Like, so I don't think this is the best thumbnail ever, but we got the logo, we have how to auto sort, and we have the picture of the actual place you go to. Here's another one with the picture of the place, and then the box is filled with Pokemon. Great way to do that. We have all the boxes of Pokemon organized like this. So, this is a great one. All the different little cubes here. This is perfect. So this is the type of thumbnail I would expect to see when making this search. And that's what I would be doing as you're going through this process. You can check on the thumbnails of the people making videos like the one you're making, and then you can share your tips. And I wouldn't say there could be too many of these, because a lot of people have a different organization method. So you coming in with a similar thumbnail about a topic that's been covered already is probably still valuable to people, because you can bring your opinion to it, and it might be different than all of these other channels. So yeah, otherwise, I like the focus. I think we need more content. I think you need custom thumbnails on your live streams and better titles too. Focus on like a goal. Are you shiny hunting? Are you trying to catch just a rare Pokemon? Are you hunting alphas? Like, come up with a goal for your stream. Make sure that's represented in the title and the thumbnail, because people will watch these after the fact too. So those are some tips for you. A whole bunch of tips.
I am smiling because normally when you start talking about our game, and I have no idea what the heck you're talking about, but I just understood everything you just said. I have the game. I'm like, I understood all of that for once.
It's a really fun game. They did
is
a fantastic job. It brought me back to Pokemon, unlike any other game in the series, for sure. All right, Viper, this was your first channel pick here. Eric Carter, they have 61,000 subscribers. Tell us about this channel.
Yeah, so the Cartman caught my eye, obviously because of South Park, but then I looked at the channel and I see you're doing pretty well. I like the thumbnails you have going on here. I think it looks like you. I don't know if you're like talking about I don't know if you're a comic book channel, or because it looks like you're covering Marvel and DC, so you're covering both spectrums. And it seems like you're doing some type of commentary, I believe. Or yeah, it looks like you're doing some type of commentary or review type deal. But yeah, clearly you're on the right path. You got 61,000 subscribers, so you're doing well. I don't know. I think usually, I mean, I know sometimes we would say like, you might want to figure out a focus, but again, I mean, it seems like what you're doing is working. I think I'm looking at the Godzilla vs. Kong stuff. Then you got the Zack Snyder Justice League stuff.
1 million views.
Whoo, yeah, craziness. Yeah. Oh, you got some YouTube short sprinkled in there, which are actually doing decent as well. Yeah. I don't really have much to say about this one.
These versus videos back with the DC stuff, that and DC is perfect for that. Let me see.
Okay, actually, that's what I wanted to critique on. I forgot. Your banner. Your banner doesn't tell me what you're gonna do on a channel. It just says rate, subscribe, and comment. Which, why Why should I do that? So that'd be one thing I would say. Think about redoing the banner in such a way that when I look at it, I know what I'm going to get on the channel.
Also, the word rate is that's like,
Yeah.
circa 2006.
Yeah.
There used to be ratings on videos. Now it's like and subscribe. But yes, I would replace that at the very least with the value proposition. What is it you do here? It's pretty obvious. But look, like the channel has a really great amount of views. Let's check out some of these most popular videos. So it looks like, other than this iPhone video, which seems very out of place, I would be looking at doing more versus content like this. And it looks like recently they took Justice League and put it up against the Avengers, which is really smart. I'd be getting really creative with that. 2017 versus 1990, which is awesome. So the other problem we're seeing here is that you have these videos from several years ago about iPhones. Now the question is, we can use our tool to discern here. Let's see. So we go into here. Okay, so it looks like at present, these videos are not getting too many views. You are getting a couple views per hour, but nothing like it did back in the day. So when we see stuff like this, we like to advise, if the channel is never going back to this kind of tech content, unlist it, especially if it's getting views today and bringing in the wrong audience. Because today you're covering movies and TV shows, and if people are coming in for more iPhone content and you're not providing that, they're subscribing and then they're not ever coming back. So something to keep in mind, if you have an old video bringing a lot of views, make sure it's relevant to what you're doing on the channel today. So that goes for all of these different videos. That the Nexus video, the iPhone videos, just the Samsung unboxing, like all that stuff. Maybe the TV, just because you watch movies on a TV, but I would also make that relevant. Like if you're going to unbox a TV, how does Justice League look on my new, 4K TV, something like that. And then you can kind of like bridge that gap that way. Other than that, let's see. The true culprit behind Will Smith's Oscar incident got 10,000 views from 2 weeks ago. Moon Knight episode 1, success or failure. So I wish we had a part on our forum that said, like, what is it you would like to know? Because they are doing relatively good. You're trying new things, which I like, related to your niche. Some of them are working out, some of them not as much. So yeah, other than that, Viper, did you have any final thoughts? I would say just keep trying new things, keep doing versus content. But what about you?
Yeah, I think we've done all we can here. Again, just keep up the good work. Do something about that banner, and keep on growing, man. Keep on growing.
All right. The next next channel we have here was one that I picked. The Average Opinion. So their channel banner, their channel art is TAO, The Average Opinion. And I picked this one because it was a reaction channel. And it is very similar in a way to the one we just watched, in that this channel is about movies and reviews and things like that. And I wanted to compare these two a little bit because it looks like you're reacting to different media, right? So One Direction. Let's see. First of all, I couldn't figure out what you're reacting to. Are these just music videos? It looks like they might just be music videos, which is that's still okay. Daft Punk. Okay, let's assume that these are reactions to music videos. Okay. What I would be doing is I would become a little more opinionated, similar to how this channel is. So Scream 5, the worst of the franchise, ? That could very easily be a reaction to Scream 5. You could still be reacting to it, but you're kind of putting your opinion of it up front. And what that does is it creates a bit of controversy before people have even clicked into the video. You've said something that people might very heavily agree or disagree with. And that is one tip I was going to give you, because the titles right now are very, I would say, just straightforward. Like, I'm reacting to this specific thing, so I'm going to call it First Time Reaction Imagine Dragons Wrecked. So the name of the artist, the name of the song, and then you also have your name in every single title, which makes your titles incredibly long, just so everyone can see. That's what the whole title is now. This is a situation of no one knows who you are yet. So putting your name in the title isn't really doing a whole lot for you, except making your title feel kind of long. And it also, and Viper, after I say this, sorry, I'll throw to you, but the fact that you've named your channel The Average Opinion I think that's totally cool, but putting that in every one of your titles makes it seem like you're not going to give an opinion that is more than average. You know what I mean? It's kind of, I need the opinion of this thing that you're reacting to be kind of clickable, and saying the average opinion just it kind of puts a shrug emoji on all of your titles, right? My average opinion of the thing I'm going to react to. I would be a little more like, come up with a little more intent for these titles, these videos. You have a lot of emotion in these thumbnails. Clearly you have an opinion. So lead with that. Viper, what are you seeing? I had to go off on that tangent there.
Okay. I think I know where they're coming from with the name of the channel. I kind of liken it to your average consumer who's a big tech content creator.
Yeah.
So I think the naming is just like he wants people to know that he's just an average person giving his opinion, this, that, and the other. So I get that, but I agree with you. Your title, the name of your channel does not need to be in all your titles. You're wasting space. Don't need it. The other thing is these thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
These thumbnails aren't doing you any justice. Number one, these picture things, I can barely make them out, and we are looking at this on a desktop, which means if I can barely make them out, looking at them on a desktop, no one is going to know what that is on a mobile device. And again, you all need to realize that most of YouTube is being watched these days from a mobile device, cell phone, tablet, stuff like that. And you doing these picture things, no, that's not going to work. And too many of your thumbnails look exactly the same to me. They all they literally look like carbon copies, even though I know they're not, but they look like, a lot of them look like carbon copies. So I need you to figure out a way to spruce up your thumbnails to like make them look different from each other, because they look the same to me.
Yeah, the thumbnails, I would be doing more customized thumbnails. I would take some of these incredible faces that you're making in some of these, but I'd be cutting you out. I would get, make sure your lighting is consistent as well, and that can be done with a more custom thumbnail. Like it almost looks like you're lit by a window, because sometimes your lighting is really even. Like right here, we can see all the details of the room, and sometimes it's completely blown out. And I know there's advice out there that it's like, if you don't have proper lighting, you can use a window. And if that's what you're doing, cool, that's great. But I would kind of work. It looks like you have a nice, expensive microphone setup. I would make your next upgrade some lights. You can even get some cheap ones, and then watch a couple videos on YouTube about proper lighting. It looks like your last 5 videos have addressed this. So maybe I'm giving you old information here. The lighting in these is all very even. But once you have that, get rid of the microphone, and then take some pictures of you. Just in front of the camera doing different poses, and then take whatever screenshot you can from the video you're reacting to, and similar to how this channel is doing their thumbnails, put the star of the thing next to you, alongside you. You know what I mean? Like, make it so it's something that people can visually go, oh, that's that artist I love, and this person's reacting to their latest song, their latest music video. Got it. Like the title, the thumbnail, everything clicks right away in their head, and then they click on it.
The other thing is that you have a lot of your videos that are called first time reactions. A person that lands on your channel, that's not going to move anybody. Like, they don't care if it's your first time reacting. They want to know what your reaction is. See, the thing. Oh, what's up?
So, sorry, just the idea of a first time reaction is kind of funny to me, because you would only react to something. You would have the best reaction to something the first time you see it, right?
Right.
So that's kind of implied.
Yeah, I know what he's trying to do there, but yeah, it doesn't work. Here's the thing. You want your titles and thumbnails to create a visceral reaction with a viewer. So first time reaction is not going to get it done. Instead, I would suggest putting your opinions in the titles. Like, if something gave you an emotional reaction, like, I hated it, or wow, this is awesome, or whatever. That is what should be in your title. Whatever that emotion that you felt down in your gut, put that in your title. Don't put first time reaction, because nobody cares.
Put this facial expression in your title. Like, seriously, like, is this James Blunt's worst song?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Dan. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I think and this video did great. Like, I think in terms of views here, you definitely did something right. So I wouldn't touch this video because compared to a lot of the videos you're doing, it's getting views per hour right now. Like I wouldn't mess with it, but just something to keep in mind for your next upload. But there you go. Average opinion. Best of luck to you. Thank you for sharing. Congrats on over 1,000 subscribers. Nice. Cuky Bakes. Viper, this was one of your picks as well. And
I need help,
holy
Dan.
cow.
I need help with this one because I'm not sure what's happening because everything on the channel looks good. Titles are shortened to the point. The thumbnails are excellent, but clearly they're not getting the growth that I feel like they should. So I need you to tell me what I'm missing because everything looks good on my end. I think there might have been some discrepancy in like content, but it seems like lately they've been more on the ball. But
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out why this channel's not growing, Dan.
Let's see. So I want to see how these videos start because if people are clicking away early, let me listen to it for a sec here. Just some music. But there's no commentary.
Okay, yep, that will do it.
Well, hold on. It might come in. Okay, we are teaching now, but there's no.
There's no text. No. Oh, yeah, there's text.
Oh, interesting. It's not in English.
Oh, that would explain it. Okay.
Okay, so wait, we got how many different types of captions do we have here? Settings. It told me. Oh, sorry. So click the gear for settings. There we go. Subtitles. Arabic, Chinese, French, German, Hindi, Italian. So are these?
Where's English?
Where is English?
Oh, that would be why you're not growing. Wow.
Okay. I'm glad we investigated that. So you have fantastic banners. You have a great, cute little avatar and a great name, and you have these incredibly crisp, clean thumbnails. The quality of the videos is good. So everything is working. Like Viper said, why? What's going on? And when you look at the channel, it's in a different language. And you've made English titles. So you're trying to target an English-speaking audience. As an English-speaking person myself from the States, I can tell you that our curriculum doesn't do a very good job teaching us multiple languages unless we go kind of seeking that information, which a lot of, like, I would say the average American doesn't. So we're not very well versed in a lot of languages.
That's true.
I mean, I'm not. I'm only speaking for me, really, but I don't know a lot of people who are fluent in several languages. So it looks like you've captioned it for a number of languages in the YouTube caption system, but the titles are targeting English speakers. And I'm worried that none of these videos, like I come in and there's music playing and, you know, I'm seeing the finished product, right? Like I get to make my own peanut butter at home. Awesome. And the first bit of text that pops up on the screen is not in my language. And this is important because if you're teaching people how to make something, you have to be able to, you know, tell them how much of something you're using if you're a cooking channel. So, you know, it's just some peanuts. Cook over. Oh, here we go. Cook over medium heat, stirring occasionally. So, but if I had the captions turned off, your captions that come up are not in English. So my English captions were over the ones that were embedded into the video.
So I guess the English captions are probably the YouTube auto captions, which we know are terrible. And actually, I don't know they're how. Oh yeah, how? Wait, what?
So they're editing captions into the video.
I'm about to say how are there captions and there's no speech. I'm really confused.
So yeah, they've edited captions to tell you until they are golden brown. There's something going on here with the language that is confusing.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Unless
when
they're
this
editing.
happens, yeah, you don't want to confuse your viewers. That's kind of the moral of the story.
So are they like editing in or captioning in two languages, or are they mixing the languages when they cap that? Yeah, wow, okay.
It might have been that. Maybe the first line was a different language, the next line was English. But I mean, we're both kind of sitting here. We audit a lot of channels, all right? Like we're both kind of sitting here trying to figure out what the deal is, and I think it's because we're getting confused.
Yeah.
And you and I, Viper, we have patience. Like we're here deliberately to be patient and kind of look at channels and see what's going on. And a lot of your viewers who are clicking on these are not going to have the patience. They want to learn how to make Japanese milk bread, but the captions are throwing them off.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of it's something to kind of work on. Okay, here's another thing I'm noticing. You can barely see it. Non-fat dry milk. So that's 14 grams, and I'm guessing it's non-fat dry milk.
Why are you mixing the languages? Okay, yeah. Just,
I would be doing 2 separate channels, honestly. That I would make this. We do this at vidIQ. We literally have a Spanish channel.
Yeah.
I would be doing just that. We have a channel where myself and Rob, our voices are dubbed over in another language. And it's the same video that went out on our channel. It's just dubbed over in another language. Like, you can do that. You can take this content and you could put it on 2 different places. But if you're going to have English titles, the captions should completely be in English. It helps to add your voice to it. I was just going to recommend that anyway.
Yeah,
just to commentate over it. But if you're going to do it with text on the screen, you can't confuse the viewer like that. I would say 1 language is what you get.
Your channel would be doing amazing things if you can just get the language stuff in order, because everything else on the channel is all perfect.
That's what we think. Yeah, it's obviously you won't know until you try it, but I would give it a shot. You have so much skill. It's so much, and you're always doing desserts. Like, the consistency is there in terms of the uploads, the types of videos you're making. It might be that people are getting confused, and maybe they want the commentary. Maybe they're trying to cook alongside you, and they're having to pause the video as it is to kind of catch up to you, but now they have to like stop and try and read it.
Right.
So just some things to think about. But I mean, really great start. Ultimately, this is nothing to be ashamed of at all. And I just wanted to see most popular. Some stuff has taken off from months ago, but it is a bit spiky.
So, sidebar. Number one, somebody in chat said that that YouTube was auto captioning or auto translating the titles. No, this person put those titles in there. Those are not translations.
Yeah.
And secondly, I know we've talked on these live streams before about not confusing the viewer, and that is so important, because think about it. Think about it from your perspective. I am like, actually, I don't have to say I am. I'm sure I know all of you all who are watching right now, you are creators, but you are also viewers of YouTube. So what you need to do is take the creator cap off and put your viewer cap on. Think about what you like and don't like when you're watching YouTube. What are some things that creators do that you rock with, that you appreciate that they do? What are some of the things that creators do that you would never think to do as a creator, or you would never touch as a creator yourself? Once you have those things outlined, you know that, okay, if I want to create the best viewing experience possible for my viewers, these are the things that will work and don't work. And one of the most critical aspects is not confusing your viewer. That's why I'm always harping about making sure your thumbnails are simplistic, and making sure that when somebody looks at your thumbnail, within 10 seconds, they can figure out what they're going to get when they click on your video, because if it takes them longer than that, they're probably already on to the next thumbnail. You have these things have to be so simple, because there's so much competition on the platform. You don't have time to get the viewers in the think loop. They're not doing that. Our attention spans are already short as it is. You don't want to make it harder for a potential viewer. So everything that we do as creators should be simple. Keep it simple for the people. Make it easy for people to digest. Make it easy for people to understand. And I promise you, that will give you a lot more success than trying to be all cute and fancy with your content. You're not doing yourself any favors.
Yeah, that couldn't be more important advice. I wanted to give one more tip before we move on, and that is the titles themselves. And this could go for a lot of channels. I appreciate that they're starting to use words like easy. Like, you can just say lemon bar recipe, but that's kind of a basic title, right? You're trying to say This is an easy lemon bar recipe. Try to play around with more descriptive words. So the easiest chocolate chip cookie recipe ever, right? That could be that's a little more like, oh, okay, what a bold claim you've just made. Or easy, let's see, softest chocolate chip cookie recipe, and then parentheses, easy, right? So describe what you're making in your titles a little bit more, and I think that can help you stand out, because right now you've kind of titled a lot of these like headings in a cookbook, but these videos could be found across YouTube and shown to a wide array of people. So try to win the click a little bit more by describing what you're doing in your titles. Take your titles to just that next step. This is just a small tweak I'd make, but yeah, best of luck to you.
Definitely.
All right. The next channel here is one I picked. It's called Kilton Pipper. Sorry, Kilton Pipper Disc Golf. I had to pick this one because I was like, a disc golf channel is not one I've ever seen on this live stream before. That's pretty cool. Disc golf is a sport. I'd say it's a pretty niche sport, and it's basically you throw frisbees at targets. And I'm to disc golf fans, I'm really sorry, I've never actually played, but it is kind of cool. And there's like a lot of parks out there that'll have these kind of pylons that are specifically for disc golf. But what I learned when I was looking at this channel and trying to kind of learn a little bit about it is that there are actually professional teams that do this. Ooh. And what this channel seems to be doing is making fantasy disc golf leagues, things like that, like you would fantasy football, which blew my mind because I'm like, I didn't realize it went that deep. I knew of this. I just didn't realize it was that big of a thing. So in saying all of that, I think this channel has a few things I would tell it to work on. First and foremost is thumbnails. I think your thumbnails are very inconsistent in terms of like what's going on. The background colors change a lot when you just use like a straight up one color background, right? It just keeps changing. Sometimes you're outside and there's some text, but like yellow text, they're really hard to read on that yellowish background. And then certain ones are pretty clean, but there's still too many elements here, right? So there's a lot of work I'd be doing on thumbnails. And the other thing I was going to say is that your channel right now has a very niche appeal, right? You're appealing to people who not only like disc golf, but follow the actual professional teams or college teams or whatever it might be. And that's a good strategy for a game like football that has, nationwide appeal. But disc golf is a little bit different. So what I did is I just typed in disc golf earlier, and here's what I found. All of these thumbnails are nice and clean. They're using like these nice 4K cameras in the park. So it's a pretty wide shot. This is a big thing you got to fit in the thumbnail, but they've done a beautiful job at capturing like this environment and stuff. Eagles Crossing, the best disc golf course in the world. 17 hours ago, this video was posted, and it's getting over 2,000 views per hour right now. So this video is really taking off. I know it's from a channel with 2 million subscribers, but this is who you're competing against, right? And I know your thing is these more professional leagues and stuff like that. But I'm saying what you can do is both. So there's tips for getting better at disc golf. And it's amazing how recently these videos were posted, by the way. And a lot of the stuff we're seeing is tips. Basically how to get better, how to get good at this. Because anyone can pick the sport up. If you live next to a place where you can play disc golf, all you need is a Frisbee, and be next to one of those locations. So you might look up ways of getting better at this. And your channel could be one of the channels trying to help. And then the other thing I thought of suggesting too is, let's say you like covering the professional teams because you're actually not that great at disc golf. Not saying that's the case because you have a whole bag dedicated to this, etc. But if it's that, then take people on the journey with you as you try to get better at disc golf. But I want you to hit the course more. I want you to do more videos for people who are just interested in the sport and less videos about the actual, teams. I think there's time for this later on. And you are doing some of that, but that was going to be my first suggestion, and it took me forever to get there. Viper, what were you seeing?
No, the one thing that I was going to highlight, you pretty much highlighted it from jump, the thumbnails. The thumbnails are just wild. And I just made a whole soliloquy about keeping things simple. And these thumbnails are anything but simple. So that would be the first thing that I will work on, is making these thumbnails simpler and easier for people that aren't really familiar with disc golf to understand. Other than that, I think these titles some of them are way long. And as we highlighted earlier, if your title is too long, it gets truncated on YouTube. Again, especially because, as I told you guys earlier, most people are watching from a mobile device, so you really don't have that much real estate when it comes to titling. So if you make them all long and drawn out, some of it is going to get cut off. Word, Viper. So shorten your titles. Other than that, I think this is pretty, I don't know, for me, this is like pretty hard because, like Dan said, this is a pretty niche thing you have going on here. So when you have like something that's really, really niche like this, if you want to scale it, if you want to grow it, you have to figure out a way to related content to a more massive, more mainstream audience. So that comes in the form of maybe trying to like compare things that are happening in disc golf to maybe like Dan was talking about earlier, like football or something along those lines. If you can make those comparisons, compared to something that's more like universally accepted or universally known, excuse me, then you might have a better chance of people, more people relating with your content. So, but the thumbnails, man, thumbnails need to be better for sure.
Yeah, thumbnails for sure, and I guess then it comes back to titles too. Like I keep looking at this one because I feel like this video will be really valuable to someone just kind of learning the sport, right? What do these disc golf terms mean? And you've kind of put two different terms here, and then you can't read this text at all. What does it mean? So, and then you've circled the disc golf catcher, basket, whatever it is back here. There's too much going on, right? So I would have made the text easier to read, like white text with a black stroke around it or something. And then I would have put like terms, right, in the text with an arrow pointing at a list. And the list can be hard to read. But the idea isn't that they can even read that list. They don't know the terms yet, right? You're going to teach them the terms in the video. And then the title can back up that thumbnail. What do these mean, right? So find ways of simplifying these thumbnails when you are teaching people about the sport. And then when you're covering the sport itself, maybe more mass appeal titles and thumbnails. So instead of Texas State, focus on one of the players. And then you have the player with an arrow pointing to him like best disc golf player in the world, ? You know, so try to find more and more ways to get as many people in the door as possible. So hopefully these ideas have helped you kind of. I think there's so much going on here that both of us are kind of looking at 100 different things in your channel. Hopefully there's some nugget in there that helped.
When we are just starting out on YouTube, I think it is very, very important that in our content, we make sure that we relay the value of what a viewer is going to get out of the content. When I started my new channel this year, some of the first few videos I did were how-to videos on different things about iOS 15, because I knew as a new channel, I had to put a good value proposition out there. I had to get people to care about what I was putting out there. And we all know that people aren't going to care unless it's something that's going to benefit them directly. So how do you do that? In my case, I put out how-to videos, how to do this on the iPhone, how to do that on the iPhone. For your niche and your content, it's teaching people something that they may find helpful or something that they might need to learn to accomplish something. But you have to put value out there with your content, and that is how you get people into the door. Now, whether they stay there will largely be up to your uploading frequency, the quality of your content. Maybe if you can interject some personality, that goes a long way too. But first and foremost, it's about the value that your content provides, because no one is going to care about your content when you're just starting out brand new on the platform. You have to give them reason to care. Actually, what I meant to say was they're not going to care about you. A lot of y'all try to interject yourself right at the start, but nobody knows you. They don't know you. So the way that you get them to know you is to get them to care about your content. And the way that you get them to care about your content is to give them something. Give them something in return for their time. Why should they spend time watching your content?
I always have to remind people that Mr. Beast still to this day doesn't introduce himself in his videos. I don't know about the oldest videos on the channel, but on his channel, I have not seen a single video where he says, "Hey guys, my name's Mr. Beast. Welcome back to another Mr. Beast video." Today, no. It's always him screaming into the camera, basically the title of the video, and it gets right into the content. The value is put up front. First, as the second you click, or if that video starts auto-playing, you're in the right place. And I think every creator can kind of learn from that. So yeah, I want to talk about titles a little bit more because we've talked about them a lot today. I want to show you guys something cool that's been rolling out for a while now, and it should be officially available to all of you. It is the AI title recommendation system that we have. Check this out. So I have a video here. This is not a published video. And I have this button, Get AI Title Recommendations. So let's say you're doing a video about disc golf, right? How to play disc golf. Perfectly serviceable title if you're making a video about how to play disc golf, right? There's nothing wrong with this title. But if you wanted to give it that extra kick in the pants, this now looks like a search term to our AI title generator. And what it'll do is give you some more interesting titles, some more clickable titles. Sometimes it'll just uppercase things the right way for you. How to play disc golf, an introduction. How to play disc golf, tips, techniques, and gameplay. How to play disc golf, the basics. How to play disc golf, 4 easy steps. 4 easy steps. Now, what if you only have 3? That's still a great title, 3 easy steps. It did that for you. It's not saying, oh, 4 easy steps is like this trending thing. It has to be 4. It's giving you the suggestion of, why don't you try a number? This tool is so awesome. I love this tool. I use this all the time, and this is built into the vidIQ extension. So make sure you've installed vidIQ on your Chrome or Firefox browser, authenticated your channel, and if you don't like any of these titles, you can hit refresh. How to play disc golf. Here's how to start. 3 top tips for starting to play disc golf. All of these titles, so much more clickable and interesting than what I've put here. So you can do this for anything. Minecraft, let's see, mods 1.18. Okay, refresh. Is Minecraft mod 1.18 better than modded Minecraft? It doesn't quite know what I'm saying there, but that's okay. There's still an idea, a nugget in there. Is our 1.18 mods better than 1.12 mods? 1.18 mod update, the 3 best mods for Minecraft 1.18. That nailed it there. So now it's talking about doing a top 3 video. So you can use this tool right now. If you're a free user, you'll get, I believe, you'll get a limited amount of titles every month. And I think pro users as well. Boost users get unlimited titles though. So if you're free user, try it out. If you don't have our boost plan, check out the link in the description below, and you can get vidIQ Boost and try out all of our tools for free for 30 days if you're a new customer. And with that.
Okay. I just want to piggyback real quick on the whole title conversation.
Oh.
I'm going to give you all 30 seconds to pull out your pens and papers or phones, whatever you want to do, and write this down what I'm about to tell y'all. And don't worry, if you don't catch it, we just made a video about it, which will become painfully obvious here in a moment. But we just did a video talking about the 7 tips to viral success, and it all has to do with titles, right? So there are 7 types of titles that you can do that create an element of curiosity in the reviewers, and that's what we want to do with titles. Mainly, we want to make people curious enough to click. Number 1, open a loop. So number 1, open a loop. Get people wanting to go down a rabbit hole. That's always good. Number 2, negative lift. We know how much people love a train wreck and negativity, so that should be self-explanatory. Number 3, reveal a secret. I mean, come on, who doesn't like secrets? Number 4, challenge assumptions. I mean, we know how big challenges are and different things like that, so y'all should understand that. Number 5, use contrast. Versus videos are great for this, so you already know about that. Number 6, talk about the future. That might not be as successful with some of the other ones, but it's still a good way to get people into your content if you want to do that. And the last, be oddly specific. So I just saw the biggest rock of all time on the streets. I mean, people are going to dig that. They're going to like, wait, what is this rock he's talking about? So if you want more details about what I just said, check out our 7 secrets to viral YouTube video that we just did. It's all explained there for you all.
Yes, and tomorrow we'll be talking more about titles as well. We're not done talking about titles. They're one of the 2 most important elements for making sure your next video goes super duper viral. We're going to pick some more channels now using the Claw. The Claw is a fun device that we have set up. The way this works is you've been submitting your channels on these 2 forms all day, and we have 268 responses on our channel audit form. We have 200 responses on our gaming audit form. So not as many gaming channels today, which is very rare. So 269 now. I'm going to go ahead and put the Claw to number so we cover everything 300, okay? And now, when I use the Claw, it will pick a random number. 254 was the one it picked, and so we can go to our form. We can go to 254, and we can see what we've got here. It's a crypto channel, it looks like. And this is how the rest of the channel audit stream is going to go. We're going to be randomly selecting your channels using the claw. And I'm just closing some extra tabs here. All right. Arbin, sub to get a cookie. Where have I seen that before? I feel like people have put that in their banner for a long time now. All right. What do we got? 2x your anchor earnings by whale arbitraging. Okay. Get 100% yield on stables with delta neutral farming. Oh my goodness. Okay. A lot of finance websites, guaranteed returns. So I'll tell you my first problem here, Viper.
I'll tell you mine too in a minute. Go ahead.
My first problem, and maybe this is intentional, is that I don't know what the heck any of these videos mean.
Yes! That was my exact thing, Dan. I don't know what any of this stuff means. Oh my. Wow. I love when we're on the same page. It's great.
Well, like I said, it might be intentional. Maybe these videos aren't for me. Maybe they're for people who understand these terms and they're the next level, right? Like if you want your beginner crypto advice, you're not coming to Arbin, you're going somewhere else. Arbin's going to talk about the next level, right? So that could be. But when you're, coming to us for, hey, how do I grow my YouTube channel kind of questions, our suggestions tend to lean this other way where we're like, well, could you give people at the beginner level some more advice? And maybe you feel like you're doing that. And in case that's the case, I would definitely say that these titles and these thumbnails are too complex, especially the titles. It's not clear that as a crypto beginner, I'm going to learn from this. So I would definitely be keeping that in mind. The thumbnail evolution here is quite dramatic. Started with kind of hard to understand thumbnails, and now you're being a little more deliberate, pointing arrows at different elements. Like we have this massive crazy percentage here. But the title, are you going to tell me how to get this kind of return? Are you just telling me about this website and what's the benefit of using this website, right? So these are elements that are missing from your titles and thumbnails.
Yeah, and I kind of like the use of arrow because again, when you are using arrows, I mean, obviously you are trying to highlight something, and again, that makes people more curious about what is it that you're exactly trying to highlight in your thumbnail. So I definitely like that. But if we highlight it, what does yield mean? I don't know what that means. What's an AUST? I don't know what that means. So yeah, you might. I hate to say this, but you might want to dumb it down a little bit for us non-financials. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's probably I think one of the most confusing things would be crypto and the blockchain, right? And it's something that there's a lot of interest around right now. So that's where I think your highest ceiling is, right? Trying to get people in the door, people who are like, curious about this, but they're still trying to figure it all out. And again, if you're doing that, then the videos need to be structured. The title and the thumbnail needs to be structured in a different way. Because if I didn't know any better, I would say this was an animation channel. If I only had this thumbnail to go off of, I don't know what any of this means. And I have this animated character in front of me. So are you an animation channel talking about money and sushi? I don't really know. So simplify the titles and thumbnails. Join us tomorrow too. We'll talk more about thumbnails as well. Let's go to let's go to our first gaming channel from the claw. Now the difference here in responses is so vast that I'm feeling like to give the gaming channels a better shot, I should just temporarily fluctuate these numbers a little bit. So let's just do 210 for a minute and then do the random number picker. 105. Okay, so we're going to 105 on the gaming form now. Kozaki Nero, I believe. Maybe I said that right. Maybe I didn't. 106 subscribers. And what are we playing? 3 games. Huh? But that's the same. Oh, create a 3 game plays, but that's the same. Okay, don't know what that really means. ESO gameplay, Tamriel Unlimited Part 5. Okay. So it looks like you're doing, okay, that I understand. You are doing a Let's Play series of Elder Scrolls Online, and you're also covering some different games too in between this potentially long-running series. You're 6 parts into it. But you've tried a lot of different games. In 5 months, you've done a lot of different things with kind of varying degrees of success, but I don't think any video has gotten over 100 views. Let's see if that's accurate. Yes, not any video has gotten over 100 views just yet. Okay, so basic tips for gaming channels when I see stuff like this. First and foremost, find a game. Find yourself one game that you are completely in love with, okay? Start there. Start with your favorite game, okay? And then try to sit down and come up with 20 ideas, 20 video ideas for your favorite game, right? And this is the game that gets you the most excited. This is the game that when you're done at work, you've been thinking about it all day, you can't wait to come home and play it. Like, that's the kind of game, that's the kind of interest you should have in what you're covering on YouTube, whatever you're doing on YouTube. If you have a cooking channel, then you better love to cook, right? So gaming channel, you need a game that you totally love, all right? That's what I want your channel to be about. And I want you to do some research and see what kind of Elder Scrolls videos are ranking, and can you kind of replicate them in your own style. So for example, ESO, if I just type in ESO, there's a lot of different stuff. So let's just say Elder Scrolls Online, gameplay review, trailer, beginner's guide, classes, High Isle, don't know what that is, maybe it's an expansion, PvP, character creation. So we're getting some very basic things here, but like, what happens if I click gameplay? Should you play Elder Scrolls Online in 2022? Okay, so people make gameplay videos all the time, and those to me are always Let's Plays. So it's really interesting that I typed in gameplay as if I was searching for someone who I just want to watch someone play Elder Scrolls Online. And the first thing I see is not that. I see somebody talking about if I should buy it. Should I play this game in 2022? That's not what I was looking for, but the title and the thumbnail are great. And I might actually end up, watching that if I'm interested. You have to scroll down a little bit, but then we get 8 years ago. This game is so old. 8 years ago, we have a gameplay video. So, 2 million subscriber channel. Let's see, Elder Scrolls Online gameplay. Yeah, 1 year ago. You're competing with these massive channels for the search term Elder Scrolls Online gameplay. So keep that in mind. Make your videos more specific. When you're doing these Let's Plays, it doesn't matter what part you're on, because I would say everybody here wants new viewers to come in on part 6. So don't make them feel like they need to watch 5 other videos before they can understand part 6. Just make sure whenever you make a video, you're introducing the new viewers. You're making them feel at home, even though you're 6 parts in. It shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't. You should invite them to watch the previous 5 parts at the end of the video, but get them in the door first. Today, we're going to be looking for this mount, or we're going to be fighting this monster, or we're going to be doing this thing. Make sure your video is about a specific thing you're going to do, and get rid of the part numbers and the very basic titling structure here of Elder Scrolls gameplay, some update, part number. That's not really a clickable title. So those are my upfront suggestions. These other games that you have on here are confusing the people who are subscribed, because if they subscribe for Elder Scrolls Online and then you're giving them these really random Stadia games, they're not going to watch. If I'm just noticing now the Stadia logo, Viper, it's in like all the thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what they're trying to do is be a Stadia focused channel. But as somebody who has a Stadia subscription, you probably have preferences as to what you want to play, right? You're not just playing it because it's on Stadia, and that's going to be the audience to your channel. They're not going to all like the same things. The people who are watching Mechanical Hunter are probably not into, Borderlands 3. So keep these things in mind and try to, target a specific viewer, because the fact that this is on Stadia, I don't think is enough to call it a niche, personally.
Yeah, Stadia is way too broad. And I want to talk about the other point that you brought up about putting the part numbers in the titles. I was just thinking about this, and even like major Hollywood studio, I've gone away from this in the past. If you think about the Dark Knight trilogy, we all know it's a trilogy. Well, what are the titles? Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises. There's no Batman Begins Part 2. They're not doing that because you want to make people feel like they can watch each individual movie as its own standalone thing. You don't want your viewer to feel like they have to watch something previously to be caught up on the current thing. So good point, Dan. Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm gonna devil's advocate myself a little bit because I do watch channels that still do part numbers. So this is a channel I've been watching lately because they play a game I really like. It's called RuneScape, and they have this new series. It's like this challenge series, right? So they have part numbers, but you'll notice the part numbers are not in the thumbnails. The part numbers are in the titles, but they're the very last element of the titles, the very last one. And that's because this is a game about progress. So you do like to know where you're at, but this creator made that part the shortest part of their title, the pound sign and the number. And that's it. They didn't put part 5 taking up a whole bunch of room or episode 5. They put it as tiny as they could because they know that's information you don't really need if you're a new viewer or a fan. If you're a fan, you've probably seen all the 4 parts anyway. So this is an example of a big YouTuber using part numbers, but I would say the right way. And they had all this real estate to make these incredible thumbnails at the end of the day. So
I remember when I was coming up, I used to do Veda. You know what Veda is, right, Dan? Video every day in April and August and all that.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not.
You've never heard of Veda?
Oh
wow. Okay. So 2 times a year, their thing called Veda, video every day in April, video every day in August, where creators upload video every single day from month. I used to do it when I first started off on YouTube, and I made the mistake of putting a video or putting a day number in every video. And then someone told me that, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. You should just make the video with the regular titles and not put each day in there. So I learned quickly that was not the thing to do. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, like you don't need the part number or whatnot in the title and whatnot. Just make the video stand out on their own, and then people will naturally watch anyway. So yeah.
I think that's meant to be a challenge for you as the creator, right? Like if you tell your audience, well, in every video title, like it's what it was, Veda challenge.
Yeah.
Like they're not watching because of that, but they're watching because of what you make videos about already. The fact that you're doing it every day is irrelevant to them. They're just happy you're making videos.
Yep.
Every day, twice a day. They don't care. Like they just, they're happy to see you. They're happy you're making videos. So yeah, I would definitely, if I was doing that challenge, I wouldn't put the part number. I wouldn't put anything in the title indicating it's part of that challenge. And when you complete it, then I would go to like the community tab and celebrate. I did it. I didn't think I could, but I posted a video every single day in April, and you can mention it in your next video. Like, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I was doing the Veda challenge that whole month. I posted every day and I never do that. And now I need a break. You know what I mean? Now you can say, now I'm going back to a weekly schedule. So anyway, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. All right. The Claw wants us to visit channel 162. The Claw has spoken. We're going back to our regular channels now. I say regular. That's so mean. So belittling to the gaming channels. What I meant to say was channels not gaming. We get so many gaming channels, we've separated the two, but it's not because we see these channels as, quote, regular. Okay, interesting. Johnny B, 11,000 subscribers, and they're doing videos about, I want to say Mazdas, but I see a Nissan in there as well. So it looks like fast cars. Are these fast cars? I don't know much about cars.
I don't know, but I love the fact that the banner lets me know what I'm getting. We got POV drive. We got install. Okay. I don't know what you're installing, but
wow.
To give me an idea. Yeah.
Look at this. I crashed my Nissan 350Z POV footage.
Ooh.
See, there you go.
Ooh.
Now, you could sit in your car and do your POV drive, and you could say, Nissan 350Z POV drive episode 12, or you could talk about what you're doing in the title. Type of car, downhill canyon, rip, like, what's going, you're going downhill in a canyon and you've put rip. I don't know if that's rest in peace or maybe you're just using the word rip in another context, but either way, I'm clicking on it. I want to know what's going to happen. Another reason why I love my Nissan 350Z, 13,000 views. We have very simplistic thumbnail. It's clear it's a POV drive by the way you've taken the picture. This is great. Everyone should be learning from you right now. And it looks like you're on a roll. Look at the views, how they've gone up lately.
I love how you use one of our title tip for that. Another reason I love my Nissan video.
Yeah, this looks like an AI title generator right there. I canceled my 2023 Nissan Z deposit. So they're really into this car, and they're telling all kinds of stories about it. They're going on adventures. They're crashing the thing. Maybe they crashed it and now they don't have content. Is that part of the issue?
If it's in the shop, Dan, it's in the shop.
So could you go to the shop and talk about the progress on fixing the car? Maybe if they're cool, they'll let you take some video of them working on it.
I love how even though these thumbnails look similar, they are differentiated just enough that I can know that they're different.
Like some simple text. Yeah. Deposit made. I love the story here. Deposit made, 8,000 views. Cancel deposit, 27,000 views. The controversy, guys. The controversy.
Oh,
This is what I've been trying to tell you all day. I'm glad we found this channel. I feel like I'm going to say Johnny B submitted just so this channel could be used as an example for everybody else. Because I don't know what advice I have. This is too good.
Yeah, this person is well on their way for sure.
I'm headed to the shop later to film. Okay, good. You're ahead of us.
You understand the assignment right there.
Yeah, it's really hard to advise because I would say you're doing everything that we would recommend in terms of like trying to captivate an audience. It looks like recently you've just had, okay, so you have a video back here, 79,000 views. Let's do this. Let's look at the most popular. A good choice for students. Okay, interesting take there for a car video. Realities of Daily Driving did very well in a busy city. Watch this before you daily drive a Nissan 350Z. So a high value review, like really valuable. Should I even buy this car kind of video? 3 red flags when buying. So you have covered these. Even up to a year ago, you've covered more of these like low-hanging fruit. If I have this car, I might as well review it kind of videos. So if it's ideas, that's going to be, that's going to be where you have to get creative, and it looks like you are. But yeah, I would worry a little bit about that. Can you compare this car to others like it, to others not at all like it? And you can get the footage by maybe test driving the other cars and from other dealerships. That could be a whole series that you do, comparing your car to these other cars. There's a lot of different directions you can go with this, but I think you have a ton of success here.
Yeah, I literally have nothing to say to the dude. Like you are doing the thing. You are crushing it, my dude.
I'm learning it's a pretty expensive niche to be in. I found the POV. Oh, I think maybe slow mode got them, but they're probably going into a description there. Yes, certainly an expensive niche. That is for sure.
Yeah. My only other thing we're going to say that it looks like you are on a 1 video per week cadence. I would say, I don't know if it's possible, but if you could like up your content output, that might definitely be in your favor if that's possible.
So I just typed in Mustang because I was just trying to think of another car, right? And I'm seeing a very similar channel to yours, right? Like this person has a Mustang, but then they're also talking about other Mustangs. He broke the bank. Lucifer gets a carbon fiber makeover. So it looks like their friends also have these cars, and they're kind of talking about them, in the videos. So, and they're getting very similar views to what you're getting, but it looks like they're producing a lot more content because they're just days apart on some of these. So this could be a direction for you to go. Try looking at other car channels and seeing how they're keeping their content schedules going. And if you know other people, like you'd be surprised, there's Reddit groups for everything. If you can find a Reddit group for your car, right? And maybe you start to network with people who are enthusiasts. Maybe there's a whole forum of people just hanging out who love this car and live near you. Maybe you can get involved with some events, some different, customizations that they've done to their cars, so you don't have to actually do that to your car. There's a lot of different ways you can go. I would be looking at that, though. I'd be looking to getting into some of these communities, and failing that, just continually study up on the other car channels out there and see what they're, up to. But yeah, fantastic channel. Congratulations on over 10,000 subscribers. I think you're on your way. Sorry that you crashed your car. That's you got a video out of it, though. Definitely need to make more videos. I find POVs really repetitive. I appreciate the ideas. Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to you. Okay, we're going to go to our next gaming channel. We have 225 responses. The gap is closing. I'm just going to leave the call at 300 and hope it doesn't go into that upper limit there. And we'll just redraw if it does. 111 on the gaming form. Try that again. Our next gaming channel is artist known as. They are approaching 5,000 subscribers. And it looks like they're a VR channel.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, wow. Interesting. This roulette video. Wait, this roulette video is a video. LOL. This is really well. This shorts video. This is a shorts video. You got a big bet to win big, huge bets. Poker Stars. Okay. So they're doing kind of a mix of shorts and long form content. And it looks like a lot of the content is in this VR Poker Stars game. Very consistent view counts on your long form videos. All of them over 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
This is really interesting.
And I love the consistency of the thumbnail. Like when you look at his thumbnails, you know that it is one of his video for sure.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So for you uploaded a lot of content in the last month. Oh my goodness. It seems like you have a very dedicated audience. And you're trying shorts, and I'd be curious to see how some of these do. Like from a day ago, this one obviously hit the shelf, 1.2K views. But I think you're just getting started with those. So that could be a really interesting strategy to try. I have seen VR content in shorts, believe it or not, and I've seen it do pretty well. So that is definitely a thing. Let's look at the most popular. Oh, they were a drawing channel before. Interesting.
Not only 9 months ago, so this is a recent pivot.
Yeah, it is. I'm a bit concerned because I'm seeing some views per hour coming in on these shorts that are not VR related. And unfortunately, our tools are not going to show us because it is a short, so it's in a different part of YouTube. I wanted to see precisely how many views this has gotten in the last month or so. So it's one thing to consider if these drawing videos are bringing people to your channel. I might consider unlisting them because it's just it's not what you're doing now. And that still matters even though it's shorts. But if you're looking at your stats and it looks like all of these have kind of stagnated now and it's not really a big deal, you just leave them. This is really, really cool though. So could you do a video about getting better at Poker Stars? Because this seems like a really fun channel if you're into poker, right? But maybe because you obviously know how to play the game, maybe you can be giving people some tip using the game itself, like being in VR. You can really lay stuff out in front of people and give them some tips on how to be better. Show them what things mean, how it all works, like how to win big in Poker Stars kind of videos. That could be one direction to go in because the view counts are very steady right now. So could you be branching out a little bit more to kind of pull in some new viewers is kind of the question. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm very encouraged by these numbers, Viper. It's hard to say what to do next.
Sometimes the best course of action is just to stay the course of action.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there you go. Hopefully there's a couple tips in there that helped. Congratulations on your channel. Hitting 5,000 soon, probably. All right. We will take a look at our next non-gaming channel. That is number 77, which is on this list. And it is Fair Lady Crimson. They're helping others with stress, according to the description there. My mission is to help others positively navigate stress and holistically and non-invasively. Oh, no, sorry, not and. So holistically and non-invasively to live the best life. Okay, cool. So awesome mission. And if we scroll down here, we're seeing a lot of views. Again, another channel just absolutely killing it right now. I'm surprised at the subscriber to view ratio. Oh my goodness. All of your videos have over 5,000 views from the last few weeks, and you're under 5,000 subscribers. Wow. Viper, what are you seeing here?
Whatever she is doing, she is definitely getting people in the door. That's for sure. Some of these thumbnails, I mean, for my taste, they are kind of busy, but the view count say Viper shut up. So I'm not gonna say nothing, yo. She's like, yo, the view count says she's doing her thing. The only other thing I would say is again, you all really need to I would suggest keeping an eye on your title length. Because you got some really long titles here. And again, when people are watching YouTube on mobile devices, you're not doing yourself any favors with that.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of truncated titles, but it's working. Like everything you're doing is working for what seemed to be like 5,000 people who continually return to your channel. Some videos taking off more than others, like this one. Reasons why visualization and affirmations really work. Why affirmations? Meditation. Okay. I'm kind of wondering if you can do more videos like this one. Because it seems like, if I had to guess, if I were to look at your new and returning viewers chart, if I had to guess, this brought in a lot of new viewers. And whenever you have a video take off that brings in a lot of new viewers, you then get the chance for them to be shown your older content and your newer content and the content you're making a little more regularly, like these I am videos. So you did 4 of these in a row, which I would say this is like your flagship content. This is the stuff you make for the people who already love you and they're returning all the time. But you want to do more. It looks like this one from 12 days ago is becoming that because it already has more views than these older ones already in 12 days. And this may be, it's an updates video, so it's probably more about your channel, but this could be bringing in a few new people just given the view counts and stuff. But yeah, that is what I'd be doing, is trying to find ways to, because there's people dealing with stress and anxiety, and they may be looking for other types of search terms on YouTube, right? So think about what you would search for if you were looking for ways to deal with your stress, your anxiety, whatever it might be, like how to meditate, for example, and see if you can maybe get in on that a little bit to try and get those new viewers up. And they're not using the community tab either, which I think this channel should definitely try that. Great opportunity there. Make polls and image posts and try to post at least once a day on this community tab, because that will snowball and you'll have your channel popping up, through the community tab in places that it just never was before. It's a whole nother avenue on YouTube to play with.
Yeah, the community tab is like YouTube's best secret kept weapon, man. Like you can have some massive reach with the community tab.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Can y'all in the chat hear me? I thought somebody said that my mic is not sounding too right. So let me know.
Yeah, I think it sounds good. But yeah, I'm not listening to the output. I'm just hearing you directly. So it could be that it needs to be turned up, but I can't tell. But all right, cool. We'll move on to the next channel. It'll be a gaming channel. So let's see. It'll be number 154. The claw really sticking to the later part of the form here. 154. Now, Breezy, who says they have 0 subscribers. So maybe just starting out. It's 12 days ago. We have a short with just the date on it, some Rocket League, some, is that FIFA or another game like that? Yeah, FIFA 21. So this is a case where I feel like it's really hard to give advice because we don't really know what your channel's about. And on the surface, it doesn't look like you know what your channel's about. So we're probably going to move on from this one pretty quick, but check out, we have a video on the channel, how to start a gaming channel. You've already started a gaming channel, so you might be thinking to yourself, why would you recommend a video like that? Check it out. I've done, what have I done? Like 3 of these now, 2 of these. I do one every year, and I try to give some new tips every year for best practices when starting a gaming channel. And instead of just rattling those off to you right now, I'm going to recommend you go watch that video. But best of luck to you. I will pick another gaming channel since we didn't really technically audit that one. 37.
If you all want a chance to have your channel audited, there are a couple of forms down in the description that you might want to pay attention to and fill out.
Correct. LG Shorts. Okay, so we have another Shorts channel here, gaming channel, and it looks like they're doing a lot of stuff, or they were about a month ago. I haven't uploaded in a month. Gang beats. When Madden make you go against your own team. That did pretty well. 1.3K views. A lot of Cuphead content for a while there. It looks like you were doing Cuphead, not shorts, just doing Cuphead videos. And before that, you had some shorts going on. Okay, so this channel's history is a bit all over the place. Started 3 months ago, though. What I would be doing is I would give you the same advice we gave the gaming channel from earlier. Pick a game and make shorts consistently, or long form content, or both, about that game, and constantly go after the same audience over and over and over again. That is how you grow on YouTube. Other than that, definitely check out some of the audits we've done of other gaming channels and check out some of the advice we've given from earlier, because I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff here that we talked about earlier in the day.
So when we talk about how to grow and best practices for growing your channel, a lot of it comes down to comfort. And what I mean by that is what people are comfortable with and how you get people to be comfortable with you. And I'll use some examples I'm pretty sure I've used on this live stream before, but when you walk into a Starbucks, right? You're walking into a Starbucks because you are comfortable that you're going to get a decent serving of coffee or frap or whatever, but Starbucks is known for their high level of coffee. If you walk into a Dunkin' Donuts, you're walking into a Dunkin' Donuts because you expect some of the best donuts around. That's what they become known for. So if you think about it like that, it's the same way with your YouTube channel. You have to foster an environment of comfort. And what I mean by that is, I know a lot of you all are starting out and you're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, but ultimately you have to come up with content that will keep people coming back to you. And the way that you do that is you keep making content that they resonate with, like the same type of content. You don't go soccer one day and baseball the next and basketball the next. No. If they are comfortable with the soccer content, then you keep giving them soccer content. A perfect example, I just saw my man Technically T in the chat. Technically T is an accessory reviewer. He reviews phone casings and other accessories. He talked about wanting to do more phone commentary or phone review, but he's not going to do that on his accessories channel because he has built that comfort level with the people. When they come to that channel, they expect him to do an accessory review. So if he did a phone commentary review on that accessories channel, it's probably not going to do that well because that's not what the audience is comfortable with from him. So just think about what you can do as a creator to make people comfortable with your content, and you'll probably be well off with that.
There you go. We got our next channel here. It's Pop at 50. So it looks like a creator who, you don't look 50, but maybe you're in your 50s and you're reacting to pop songs. And it's funny, especially down here, these videos look almost identical to the videos we were looking at earlier from the other music reaction channel we had pulled up. So I fear, again, we'll be giving a lot of the same advice. Just for a quick recap on that, first of all, be sure you do rewind and watch that segment of the live stream again. But we were telling that creator to make sure to take images of like the celebrity, right, that you're covering, the artist in this case, and then your reaction, and make your thumbnail dead simple. Get rid of this background, cut yourself out, and have you reacting like your face there, and then on the other side of the thumbnail, the artist, right? Keep it really super simple. And then when you give your reactions in the titles, don't just say it's my first time listening to this and I'm reacting to it. Give us a little taste of your opinion. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it too loud? You know what I mean? Like, think of some descriptive words that you can use in your title to create just a little bit of controversy and a little bit of interest to get people to click. Viper, anything specifically you're seeing on this one?
Okay, so these thumbnails, yeah, they look all the same, and I need you to figure out a way to differentiate your thumbnails. I am not against having a thumbnail template because it makes it easier and quicker for us to create thumbnails as creators. But when they all look the same to a person coming up to your page for the first time, or people that are already subscribed to your page, if they are subscribed and they see that thumbnail pop up, like Dan has said many times on this live stream before, if the thumbnail looks too similar, they're going to feel like they already watched it and they're going to skip it. So you definitely want to figure out a way to make your thumbnails distinct. Each and every individual thumbnail that should have its own distinct flavor to it, because these thumbnails look way too much alike right now.
Red text too. Red text is notoriously hard to read on thumbnails.
No.
So if you're going to do thumbnails like this, at least don't use red text. But yeah, that would be our advice. Definitely listen to the part in the stream earlier too, because we did dive a bit deeper on your exact type of channel, which is kind of funny. All right, going back to the gaming form, we have, is that the gaming form? That's the gaming form. 240 different responses. Let's just go ahead and roll, see what happens.
They heard your call.
233. So someone recently submitted here, and we're going to check out their channel. It is Phantom X Network. They're a gaming channel playing Rocket League, Sea of Thieves, and Dead Island. Interesting. So you started about 6 months ago, but as of a few weeks ago, you've kind of dedicated yourself a bit more to creating content a bit more regularly. Unfortunately, you've kind of picked two games that I think would appeal to very different audiences. So that's your first thing to look at. Which one of those games do you like more, and which one of them inspires you to make more content? I'd start there. Sea of Thieves is a really interesting one because it's an open world kind of experience. A lot of people have found success doing role play with their friends. You have other names on here, I'm assuming of fellow YouTubers. So you could be doing like fun collabs with them, role plays and things like that. And you could create, a whole series around that. Or you could have these really epic Rocket League tournaments, but here's the thing, you've put episode numbers on Rocket League videos. And I have to imagine I don't need to see episode 2 to understand what's going on in episode 3, because these rounds are short, certainly shorter than 17 minutes. So unless, maybe it's a specific game mode, but you don't need episode numbers on this. You're basically inviting people not to watch because you're telling them this is like an hour-long tournament we did, and you have to watch episode 1 to keep up with it. And that's not how Rocket League really works generally. Also, thumbnail wallpaper, where we're seeing you play these different games. You say that it's a new episode, but the episode numbers crammed down here, and that's the only difference in these two thumbnails. It's really hard for your viewers who have given you a chance to kind of see that you made a new video because it looks exactly the same. So titles and thumbnails beyond just name of game and who was it with. No one knows who these people are yet. That's what we're trying to fix. So get the names of the YouTubers out of there. And what happened in Sea of Thieves episode 2? What did you do? Did you find treasure? Did you go on an adventure? Did you find some crazy monster? Did it totally kill you? Like, talk about what happened in the title and the thumbnail. Give me that reason to click.
Dan, Do you know if vidIQ has a subscription to Netflix?
What? Why would we have a subscription to Netflix?
Because Netflix has some very good presentation for how people should like think about thumbnails and channel layouts and different things like that. So I was just curious.
I see. Yeah, Netflix has actually released some studies and stuff too, and a lot of people look at those. YouTubers look at those to see kind of what their people are seeing in terms of the logic behind a thumbnail, what makes it clickable. So yeah, definitely look for Netflix and thumbnails, and you'll probably find a recent story about it.
Oh boy.
247. If we got a Netflix account, no one would get any work done, is the fear, I think. All right. Next channel, Heart Energy Intuitive. All right. Let's see. I have the YouTube channel link in the banner, but I don't know what is it about.
Why is your YouTube channel link in the banner? I'm confused.
It is not clickable, just so you're aware. You can't click things in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they know that. Let's see.
And they're already on the page. I'm confused right now.
Yeah, that is true. I would replace this with more of a value proposition, because the first thing we like to do is try and figure out, okay, what's this channel about? So reading through some of your titles, bleep loads of your attractive qualities. Okay. How people are drawn to the honey emoji. That's interesting. But it's a short. I would say the title matters less of the short. It's what is that actual content like? Why are you attractive? Message from your loved ones. So it looks like attractive keeps coming up. What is attractive about you? Physical traits. So, oh, okay. That was, I picked that one. It's 1.7K views. I wonder, what's the most popular video? Yeah, there it is. So in these videos, I had the easiest time understanding what you're doing on your channel, right? Like you're talking about how, being attractive basically. And maybe you're going into what makes people attractive and all these interesting conversations. The titles of your videos made it very clear that like you're talking about a specific topic, whereas some of these are not as clear. Like message from your loved one. I'm not sure what that means. And it looks like tarot cards maybe, but then I would have included like tarot card reading in the title somewhere. What about you, Viper? What are you kind of saying? I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh yeah. Viper's saying something for sure. And this is my personal opinion. So Dan, you can let me know how you feel about this. But when you have YouTube Shorts on the same channel with a video, and from what I can imagine, not even a lot of the actual video with that is 47 minutes long. That's almost a recipe for a no-no. You're talking about you're really potentially alienating your audience when your video lengths are that far apart on the spectrum. Because then you're talking about completely different audiences and what they want and expect and need from you. So I would almost suggest to the person that if you are really into making these YouTube short videos, then you should put them on a whole separate channel and just keep these longer videos and such on this channel, because I don't know. And it seems like you're doing more short content lately anyway, and they're not really, I mean, they're doing okay, but yeah, those longer videos are not going to help your cause.
Oh, if you're going to, I think it would need to resemble what you do at least, because this is a 44-minute video. It looks like you're wearing the same outfit in these, so I'm going to assume this is a clip from this video, which is fine. Maybe you've condensed a nugget from this video into a short. Totally fine. But it's when like I see these like more like maybe tarot reading kind of shorts. Maybe it's just isn't the thumbnail, but maybe you do readings in these videos too, and I'm just not seeing it. It's a 44-minute video, so it could be in there. But are these really the same as these types of videos here? Because if you're going to do these in shorts and then this is your long form, I would have made two separate channels if they are in fact different. So that is definitely a good call out there. And yeah, 44 minutes is quite a commitment too. Does it need to be 44 minutes? Because that is quite a long time. So are you editing these down? Is that the shortest it can be? Is kind of a question I'd be asking myself, especially just for new viewers. You know, it's a bit tough to sell them on the longer content when it's not clear exactly what they're getting. So that was, yeah, I think that's a good place to start. But then also the thumbnails, could you be doing more customized thumbnails? Because it looks like these are just pulled straight from the video, like a still from the video. Could you be doing something to support the title? Like S-loads of your attractive qualities. So the title is kind of interesting. Is there a supportive image you could have put that would have made it even more clear what this video is about? So I'm not saying repeat the title in the thumbnail, but something to supplement the title to make it more clear, because I still don't exactly know what we're doing on this channel. But we did give some tips there. I think, unless you have anything more to add,
Nope.
I would definitely be focused on everything we just said.
I think we covered it.
Let's go on to the next gaming channel then. There's been 249 submissions on the gaming forum.
They heard you.
267, so that's not going to work because I said 249. Try again, Claw. 209, we'll take that. All right. Grab this, put it here. Okay, Howsome Chab, making games with Unity. Oh, are you a game development channel? I made Pokemon Red and Blue in Unity. Oh, interesting. I remade GoldenEye in Unity. I remade Project IGI in Unity. Oh, wow. Okay. Viper, I'm going to give this channel the opposite advice that we've been giving channels.
Oh.
I'm going to say unproduce your thumbnails. So, Mario 64 in Unity. Okay, check this out. So, there are people who have made, like, they've reimagined Mario 64 using the Unity engine. And you'll notice with these thumbnails, there's not a lot to them, especially this one. It's clearly a still from the game, right? But what's amazing about this is Mario 64 never looked this good. And so in this case, you can get away with these really simple thumbnails because people recognize this IP. And that's what you said you're doing on your channel, right? You're remaking games that are highly recognizable. So what does it look like? Interesting. So you remade Pokemon Red and Blue, and I see the similarities, but I also see something new, and that's this thing at the bottom. I don't remember it looking like this. It could have. Maybe I'm wrong, but bag, fight, run, Pokeballs and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, or your Pokedex, whatever that is. So when it looks different enough, it's clear that somebody has tried their hand at it and they've remade it. So you've remade this game, and I would be kind of taking what you've done and putting it front and center. So it's like if I just saw this frozen screen right here that's buffering like crazy, I would know that it's Pokemon Red and Blue because the title, it's like, oh, that's Pokemon. I remade Pokemon Red and Blue in Unity. Okay, I need to know more. Whereas the thumbnail you have, it's really hard to see what's going on. In Unity is like this tiny thing in the middle, and then we got something that doesn't look like the gameplay at all. So you're kind of missing the mark there. You kind of did it right here, GoldenEye in Unity, but you've made this huge white line in the middle that's taking up a ton of real estate, and it's really hard to tell the difference, you know? So like this is the 64 version. Could you have done brighter pictures? Could you have zoomed in a little bit more just to make the difference? You want to go to the same exact place in both of these and take the picture first of all, so you can see the difference in the graphics. So like, I think thumbnails. I think thumbnails are everything for this channel. You obviously have a lot of skill. I'm going to say thumbnails. I don't know if you want to add anything, but that was
what you say makes sense, because if you're developing something, chances are you want to show off how it looked after you develop it. And like you said, Dan, the best way to do that is just take a picture of the finished product and plaster it out there.
Here's proof. Like, it's a lot easier. This is brighter. It's a lot easier to see Spyro. I made Spyro the Dragon since I can't afford it. Great title, 257 views, which is a lot more than what you've been getting on some of these. The Angry Birds one is a bit more clear because the Angry Birds logo is very recognizable, very big. I love the concept of you made it because you can't afford it. Could you make that even more hilarious by saying like, I remade and then say Grand Theft Auto because I couldn't afford it, but make it terrible. Make it
question.
awful.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just going after a comedy angle now. Take Grand Theft Auto and make it look as bad as possible. And the joke is that you can't afford it, so you had to make your own. And of course, it's not going to come out good because you know what I mean. That's another way you could take this. I've seen people do really funny things with game development on YouTube, so that's just where that's coming from.
Here's a question for you. We know how valuable real estate is on a thumbnail. I would think that instead of trying to do the comparison like he did with the Spyro the Dragon, just put his finished product out there front and center and just have a big plaster picture of that. Do you think that will maybe perform better than trying to do a comparison of before and after?
In some cases, yeah. I think because if you're doing a graphical like remaster, that's when this arrow kind of makes sense pointing to the before and after.
Right.
But if you're simply remaking something and it looks enough like that thing that people recognize, like the Pokemon game we were looking at, you don't really need the side-by-side. In fact, it might be taking away from what you did because it's confusing. Well, wait, which one did you do? You know? So, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just a matter of showing something from the game itself. And not like this. You did it down here, but I can see your Windows hotbar. There's a whole bunch of negative space, and the game is kind of in the middle. So you've taken something that's already small and made it smaller. I would have zoomed in on the action here. Castlevania 1. Oh, well, that looks like you're just covering Castlevania. So I don't think you actually made a game in that case. This is more of a recent thing. Okay. But really cool. I think that if you have the skill in game development and you're taking these really once popular games and remaking them, you are in for a windfall of views at any point. Keep playing with these titles, thumbnails, and concepts as well. And best of luck to you.
Boom.
All right. 318 people have submitted on the non-gaming channel form. This is set to 320, so let's pick 85. That's gaming again. 85. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Thank you for submitting your channels. Hopefully you're getting a lot of value from this. Homekeeping channel. Okay, 259 subscribers. Homekeeping channel, helping you clean and organize your home one step at a time. Love that. So, you know what's funny is we use this example a lot all the time. Well, I think we say how to unclog a toilet, but how to clean a toilet. And we talk about if you make this video, you want it to be short, right? Like people just want to come in for the answer and then they want to get out. And that's what you did. 2-minute video, how to clean a toilet. The thumbnail's very clear and concise. It looks good. The view count is nice and high. How to clean a flat screen TV. Interesting. Not as many people looking to do that. Huh. So, Viper, here's the thing. How often do you clean your flat screen TV?
Almost next to never.
Next to never. But you probably clean your toilet a little more often than that.
Yes.
Yes. Because toilets need it. And we don't really think about cleaning our flat screens. So, random suggestion for you. It does change the way you're doing your content now, but instead of a basic how to clean your flat screen TV, which you already have and you should totally keep because it kind of builds up your catalog, I would follow that video up with some like 5 reasons you should clean your flat screen TV. Because if it's something that people don't generally think to clean, then you need to give the reasons. Like, did you know that this thing gets nasty, right? And you can show before and after. You have the B-roll of cleaning the TV, I assume, from this video. So how to clean is great. And then you can point people to that video. If you want to know how to clean your TV, watch over here. I've told you why. Now I'll show you how. So that could be a direction you take some of these concepts for your cleaning videos. Give people reasons for, why they should do certain things. Obviously, remove pee or sweat stains from a bed is something they probably want to do. But yeah, this is, I really like the thumbnails and everything. So I think they're on to something.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of creating
I
that
like
content
your
catalog.
I like the point that you made about the TV in the toilet. A lot of people are not gonna really know or want to know or care about how to clean their TV, but yeah, the toilet is definitely something that has to be done more frequently, and therefore has we place a higher priority on that. So if you can find more content that has like a higher priority, then you're probably gonna get a lot more views on that.
Here's another toilet video that did really well, 10,000 views. How to clean a toilet brush and holder. So again, another urgent need. This is like, I need to clean this. It's nasty. So, and then cleaning your washing machine with vinegar. So go around and find the things that people need to clean, and make sure you have a video on each one of those. And don't be afraid to update those videos too. If these videos get up there in age and they did well, make a follow-up. Maybe you have a new tool that you like to use or a new product or something like that. There's no reason not to follow that up either. How to clean and maintain a sofa. So again, I don't really think to clean and maintain my sofa. Obviously, if there's like, dust on it or something, I will vacuum my sofa, but it's not something you really think about that much. So again, you could be giving reasons and common problems and stuff like that. Like, you should absolutely clean your sofa. This is why, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think those are our ideas.
Also, just for your banner, that text under Homekeeping channel, I can barely read it. I can't even make it out. So I would say make the change the color and make the whole thing bigger. That
Yeah,
makes
that could
it
stand to
easier to
be
read.
zoomed in a little bit.
Yep.
But that's a nitpick. I think this channel is doing some really cool things. You will have this issue of like spiky views because you're kind of answering questions and then people are kind of moving on, right? So by following this content up with similar content but from a different angle of like why you should clean your TV, for example, you can kind of give the people who found your channel once a reason to kind of come back because they have a TV, they've never thought about cleaning it before, and you're telling them, did you know that your TV gets dirty and you should clean it? So just some suggestions for you overall for a how-to channel. I like the focus. I'm seeing some very positive things, and yeah, keep it up.
Also, it seems like your channel is probably going to be a search-based channel, and it's harder to grow search-based channel because once people have the answer, they move on. So I would maybe consider I think it looks like you might have already started doing it, but actually maybe think about doing some home care product reviews. That way people can know that you are the de facto person they need to come to if they want to know how to clean something inside of their home, and that might build up your following too.
It looks like they did do some of that here.
Yep.
But yeah, good call out. More of that for sure.
Yeah, more of that.
All right. We'll move on to the gaming channel. 264 gaming channels now. We will go to number 163. And that is Dinocraft. I think it's our first Minecraft channel of the day.
It would not be a channel audit stream without a Minecraft channel.
Without at least 4 Minecraft channels, right? All right, what do we got? So Dinocraft is, as of an hour ago, you've made a video, free look. How to get free look for Hypixel. How to scaffold legit. This is the new best bridger, ? Okay. The cleanest cross map. Hypixel videos, definitely popular. Quitting forever. So I'm glad to see you didn't quit YouTube forever. And it looks like you are trying some new stuff on the Hypixel server, doing some tutorials. I like these thumbnails for the most part. I think the framing could be a little bit better, but that's a nitpick. I think you're like, you're almost there. I would have actually cut your character out and had its head popping over the O, for example, just to draw more attention to it. You know what I mean? Like little details like that. But you definitely are getting better at thumbnails. It looks like the view counts, especially on the scaffold one, are doing pretty good. Your 1K sub special did pretty well. And then when you covered Dream, now we get to what the interesting stuff here. You were making content about one of the most popular Minecraft YouTubers. It's doing very well for you. And now you've kind of pivoted to doing more content about you. It's not resonating with that audience. I see what's happening. Look at some of the views they got back in the day. 7 months ago, Dream Believer Minecraft Manhunt Montage, 335,000 views. My goodness.
Dan,
yeah.
I believe, I can't really say viral because he's done multiple pieces of content about Dream, but this is almost a case of when you go viral and you don't want to be known for that particular piece of content, but you were pretty much stuck in the mud. So.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, if you want to attract the viewers in this bunch who subscribed for this content, you have to keep making this content. However, that may not be that sustainable because you have to use a lot of stuff that's not yours to make that happen. You know, you have to take footage that's not yours and you're adding value to it. I'm not saying that's wrong or anything like that, but monetizing that footage could be a little bit challenging. You might run into more problems than the average YouTuber. And then how do you get your personality in there, right? So here's what I would tell you. Don't worry about these subscribers. Don't worry about the viewers of this stuff. If you're not making this content anymore, then it was fun while it lasted. Looking at your newest content, focus on growing you and your Minecraft brand now. You know, keep worrying about the value you can offer and your content, and don't let these view counts discourage you. Compared to what you were doing before, I can definitely see that being discouraging. Don't let it discourage you. Understand that you are making content for a completely different audience now. So treat it as a clean slate. You could even, if it bugs you that much, start a new channel, but treat it as a clean slate.
Okay, to that point, Dan, you were just talking about earlier about how if you have videos on the channel that are bringing in the wrong audience, should you unlist them? So should he or she unlist all those Dream videos?
In this case, no, because I would assume you're monetized, and if you're not having problems, that means those videos are probably bringing in a little bit of money. You're going to throw that away if you unlist those. And because the new content hasn't taken off yet, I would actually start a new channel if this is a concern. Because if you're bringing a lot of Dream fans still and they're not following you for you, then that's going to continue to happen. Obviously, this content has not resonated with those people, so they're not going to watch. I would almost unlist these videos and put them on a new channel that's more fresh and keep it super focused on this style of content where you're giving people tips and tricks about Hypixel and mini games and things like that. And then I would focus on that content strategy. And then you would just have this channel that is consistently getting views. If those older videos are getting views, we'd have to look and see and dig in. They might not be. According to our tool here, those videos may have had their time and they're not doing anything anymore. Like let's look at the most popular one. If we go into the stats, historical, April 3rd. Why is the historical data not populating? That's interesting. We should have way more. April 1st. Huh. It could be that we're having an issue on our end with the updating, but that's okay. Take a look in your stats and see if those videos are still bringing in new people. And if they are, I would start a new channel. You've learned, keep in mind, if you're hesitant to do that, you've learned so much in your time on YouTube so far, and you can apply those lessons to your new channel, but come up with a strategy for it and then hit the gas pedal. All right. We'll hit up the claw again to do a non-gaming channel, and that will be number 228, which is, this one, 228. All about Smokies. All about the Smokies, excuse me. What is this? The Smoky Mountains. All right, let's see. What do we have? 4.5K subscribers. We got content as of 4 days ago. getting some healthy view counts here. I'll let you go first, Viper. I've been like immediately just thinking out loud. I do apologize.
No worries, man. All right, so basically this is almost like a tourist attraction type deal where you're like telling people what they can expect when they come to the Smoky Mountains. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. I like the thumbnails. I think some of them might have a little too much text in them, but for the most part, I am a fan. Let's see. It looks like the views are pretty well. Like, yeah, your view count is pretty strong for your channel size, so you're doing something right. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Dolly Parton's favorite fast food. See, that is stuff that I like because that gives that place value because she is a household name, and you're talking about potentially one of her favorite places to eat in the Smoky Mountains. So that's good job, that one. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I think again when you talk about these type of channels, then obviously the title is going to be a little different because you're trying to highlight the different places, and I think you're highlighting the name of the place in the title, which is obviously what you want to do, and you're giving it's like you're giving locations for some of them and some other stuff, which is cool. You might want to think about maybe instead of giving the location of the place, come up with some type of adjective to describe that place. To create that emotional connection with the viewers and give them a reason why they may want to click on learning more about that particular place. So that's something to think about. But yeah, by and large, you're doing well. I think my biggest critique is to lessen up on the text and some of these thumbnails. But other than that, I'd say keep doing what you're doing.
I got really hooked on a couple different channels that do a similar thing, but they tour Disney World and Universal. Like, so they're based in Florida, where this channel's probably based in the Smoky Mountains, I would imagine. And they get really specific in all their videos because those theme parks are, you know, they're dedicated to constantly putting out new stuff, new merch, new rides, new attractions. So there's always something to talk about for these channels that I watch. And what they typically do is they start in the parking lot, but they're walking towards the gate and they have their camera and they're like, sup, it's blah, blah, blah. And right now we're going into Epcot because blah, blah, blah. And they have this new thing and we're going to totally check it out. And it's just a vlog. It's not, you know, they're not doing anything groundbreaking in terms of the production quality, right? It's just them with a camera talking the whole time. And you always see some really interesting stuff. And even though they're going to check out the newest menu item at some restaurant, they still ride a couple of rides, talk about their experience. They kind of build up to that moment where they're actually going to go see the new thing. I'd be watching channels that do that and see what you can kind of mimic, because I don't know much about this area at all, but if they're adding things to their stores, if they're coming up with new attractions, that's a great excuse to go and kind of update people. If they're not, there still might be something you can learn in terms of like how best to cover these places and what other tidbits you can bring to the conversation. Like you kind of show these places once. And so I imagine like this is an overview of like the Cherokee Grill, but maybe you go back there once they have like a new menu item, right? So you've covered this place as an overview, and then you keep up with it in terms of updates to the menu, things like that, things going on with the restaurant, and then you go back. So that's kind of how you could kind of keep a channel like this going and try out some different types of content. But it is obviously it's not Disney World, so you know, apply those lessons as needed. Well, I think we did it.
All right, we did it, man. Appreciate all of you all being here and hanging out with us today. Thank you so much as always. Always fun time doing these audits and talking to you all one-to-one. So appreciate you all being here. As you all know, we will be back tomorrow afternoon with your usual question and answer live stream. Dan, what are we talking about tomorrow before we get into Q&A?
2 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a Q&A live stream. We're going to talk about titles. We're going to go a little more in depth on the title generator tool, which we just released. And we're also going to talk about writing the best titles. If you have any questions that you've been dying to get answered during this live stream, tomorrow is when we can answer those. Be sure you wrote them down. And once we get to the Q&A portion tomorrow, we can definitely chat you up and answer your questions. So cool. Thank you, Viper. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you later. Oh, we have an outro video for this one. I forgot. We can play this.